It's amazing. Every single product that keeps coming out is better than the next. I'm in love with sandiness. Honestly, saved me so much time. Don't be afraid to try something new and step out of your comfort zone. So it started about 15 years ago. My husband has always been a hobbyist woodworker. When we first got married, he would every Christmas get like some kind of woodworking tool for Christmas from my parents, and he would just build his collection. I could give him a photo of something and he could just build it from the photo. He's that amazing. And he hated sanding. When he would build a piece, he hated sanding. Hated it, and still hates it to this day. I would be down in the basement shop admiring what he was doing. I had never picked up a power tool in my life, and he convinced me and trusted me that I could maybe use a sander to do his dirty work because he hated doing it. I fell in love with the sanding process. I thought, well, maybe I could buy an old piece or find a discarded piece, refinish it a little bit, and see if I could sell it on my Facebook page. 13 years ago, probably, I found a little side table. I refinished it, and I put it on my personal Facebook page, and it sold in 37 seconds. I thought I had something, maybe some kind of business, side business. I was really basically out the door, ready to go to thrift shops and Goodwills to buy more pieces of furniture. And then people started reaching out to me, and they said, hey, I've got this dining room set. Could you refinish it for me? Once they knew that I was going to start this business. And so I never once had to go out and buy another piece of furniture. Everything became custom work. I have just been bombarded, which is wonderful, with people wanting to bring their pieces to me and let me refinish them. And around 2019, it exploded. I don't know if people were staying home because of COVID and they were looking at their own pieces and thinking that those pieces could be beautiful again. And I've had a 5 to 6 month custom wait list since 2019 of people waiting for me to do their furniture. And then as far as power tools, I just learned through my husband, I guess, trusting me with that process. And I just learned through him about how to refinish, how to build, and how to just basically do it all on my own now. The way I've managed it, fortunately, the business has exploded since my daughters are older now. So I have one daughter who just graduated from college, and I have one that's graduating high school this year. I don't think I would be able to manage it all if I had smaller, younger children, but I can do it because my children are self-sufficient. I teach 8th grade English language arts, or basically reading. My days are I go into work and I teach all day long from 8 to 3:45-ish. And then I have about a 30-minute commute, come back home, make sure I walk and run the dog. I then typically start dinner somehow, some way, and then I go down to the shop and start working. A lot of my weekends are spent working. A lot of my nights I am in the shop until maybe midnight working. I am not a patient person, and I can't stand to make my customers wait, even though it's just me working on their pieces. I try to be as efficient as possible too. I'm always working on multiple pieces at a time. Like right now, I have 8 different customer projects in the garage, I would say. I'll try to work on all of them at the same time so I can try to get them finished. It's just a crazy hot mess, honestly. There's no rhyme or reason really to it. Working efficiently. I don't watch a lot of TV. I am not on a lot of social media to get me sucked in. I do sit down at night if I'm not working around 9 o'clock or so, but I just don't allow myself to sit down, and I don't allow myself to waste any of my time because I don't want my customers waiting. It's definitely a juggle and a struggle at times, I'm also having to coordinate like customers picking up their pieces, customers dropping off their pieces. That usually happens on the weekends, unfortunately, but I know that my weekends are going to require me to have a little bit of work time. As far as choosing the pieces, it's whatever the customer brings me. I always require them to send me a photo of what they're wanting me to refinish and then a description of how they want me to refinish it. I never know what I'm technically getting. It varies. There's a wide range of furniture that I get from people. Being in the South in North Carolina, there's a lot of family heirloom pieces that people have held on to. Lots of dining tables, lots of china hutches, and most of it is family heirlooms that they have inherited. The awful pieces that you guys see, those have been discarded and put in barns. Once somebody has passed on, the family didn't even know the furniture pieces were in there, and they bring them to me hoping that I can transform them. I can't stand to say no, so I will do my best to make them beautiful again. If I could choose my own pieces, I would 100% go mid-century modern. Mid-century modern is my favorite style, and if I could choose my own, that's what I would refinish all the time. Definitely, I prefer sanding over stripping. There are different refinishers out there that have different methods, and they all work fine for, their style of work. But I have always found that stripping doesn't make the most efficient sense to me, because when you have to apply a stripper, you have to apply it, you have to wait for it to activate, then you have to scrape it, clean it. Most of the time you have to apply the stripper again and do the same process. But with sanding, you can just sand the finish away. It's a very time efficient process, and that's why I prefer sanding. So I have multiple sanders, all the way from the 6-inch sanders, which you guys have those sanding discs, to my favorite, my DeWalt orbital sander. I have some detailed sanders that I use. Those are basically my favorite tools. And then as far as products, I use oil-based stains and water-based finishes. I do about 1,000 pieces a year, and I can honestly say that, and out of that many pieces, I've probably only had 1 or 2 unhappy customers. In my mind, is amazing. Most of the time, people are mesmerized that their furniture piece has become what it's become. One of my favorite videos is a former teacher friend. He had always wanted a card catalog, and he couldn't ever find a card catalog. And he had this just regular dresser. It was nothing to brag about. And I knew, because he was admiring my card catalog that was in my garage at that point. So I had the idea to make his dresser into a card catalog. And I did not tell him I was doing it. I told his wife, but I didn't tell him. And when he came to pick it up, he walked past it and he admired it, but he didn't even realize it was his dresser. And so I videoed his reaction when I told him it was his dresser, and it was the sweetest thing ever. Probably one of my favorite pieces, though, this lady brought a barley twist table. Barley legs are like twist. And when she brought it to me, she brought the paperwork that she had received when she bought it, and it was from the 1700s. And she trusted me to refinish her table that was built. It was from France, and it was shipped over here, and it was built in the 1700s in France. That's the oldest piece I know I've ever done too. So I love the refinishing process, because if you have good working furniture that's sturdy, that's built well, then why not update it to your style and your needs? And it can last forever. I mean, honestly. Painting furniture, of course, is a whole lot faster than sanding it down and refinishing it. But like an average, we'll say an average dining room table with 6 chairs, for example. If they wanted me to sand the top and paint the base and paint the chairs from start to finish without like overnight drying times, It would probably take me 5 to 8 hours to do a average dining table and 6 chairs. Chairs are the hardest thing and the most time-consuming thing to either paint or to refinish because there's just so many nooks and crannies. But I have, over the years, perfected a method where I can paint and prime chairs really quickly and really easily. I flip them upside down to prime and then right side up to prime, and then I flip them upside down again to paint and then right side up to paint. And it works really well. But if I have to build shelves or add things to it, of course, that's going to take a little bit longer. Dressers, if they want me to sand the top of the dresser and then paint the dresser, that's very easy. That's actually truly very easy. And I could do that with about 3 hours minus drying time. And that's why you see a lot of furniture refinishers doing like nightstands and dressers. Nightstands and dressers are about the easiest things to refinish. I really truly do. And the beauty of this business, and I love this part of it, they become repeat customers. Most of my list now is so-and-so something. And when they come back up on the list, they will find something to bring me. So they'll pick up their pieces and then they'll say, just go ahead and add me to the list for something. And within 5 months, they will think of something for me to do and they'll bring it again. So I have a whole lot of repeat customers and we've become friends throughout the years. And I love that bond. I love the bond I'm making with them. Well, my husband actually had known about Starbond before I ever did, about the glue and the accelerator. That's the first time I had heard of you was through Thad. And I first tried it, especially with the accelerator, just drying it instantly. I was hooked because so many of the vintage pieces and older pieces that people bring, they will have little nooks and crannies or dents or crevices. And it's just a perfect way to fill in those little imperfections for them. So it's so quick and easy to fill them in. I love the adhesive. I think that probably uses the glue more than I do on custom woodworking projects. But like I already said at the beginning, I'm in love with sanding disc. The one reel I did the Diablo sanding disc versus the Starbond sanding disc, and I timed myself. Like the difference in the time, the difference in the quality of the pad, like it was amazing. I can sand an entire dining room table and never have to switch out the disc with one sanding disc. And then I can still use that same disc for distressing furniture. Like I still use them even after the fact. So the efficiency, I don't have to stop the sander. I don't have to change out the disc. So I don't have to re-sand anything. It's just amazing quality. The glue and the accelerator too, like so many pieces that I get from people are broken or, I mean, they have imperfections and it's just the easiest method to glue them back together and then secure them. And it's just so easy and fast with the accelerator. I am retiring from teaching in December. What I am hoping to do in that retirement phase of my life, I want to start a YouTube channel. Me being an educator, I kind of want to present that to them. I'm going to be hosting monthly classes where I can teach them how to refinish their own pieces. I'm calling them flips and sips. I also want to do maybe a couple of ebooks, which gives them refinishing tips that people can maybe purchase through Canva or through Amazon, how to prime a piece of furniture, just quick little easy manuals. Once I do retire from teaching, I want to start buying some pieces for myself to refinish and try to resell. I've never really done that except for the very first piece. So I would like to find my own pieces and try to resell those as well. We're hoping that our building is going to get finished pretty soon, and we will be definitely showing the world the building process and us redoing our building too. Currently, I only have the Instagram page and then I have a Facebook page also named 𝗂𝗄𝗎𝗪 Artisans. So I only have those two social media platforms. But like I said, maybe even this summer, I may start dipping into making my own YouTube channel. Don't be afraid to try something new and step out of your comfort zone. I don't think I ever conceived that I would be where I am right now, but I have stepped out of my comfort zone. Over the years, I've learned just to try my best to do it myself, and I've made a lot of mistakes, but then I've also learned from those mistakes. Be creative, because you never know what you can create. I cannot talk more positive about Starbond and the customer service, the products. I mean, and y'all just keep upping your game too. Like, every single product that keeps coming out is better than the next, or better than the last. It's amazing.